She was Alkebulan, the mother of mankind, cradle of civilization, the heartbeat of creation itself. Now her children return, calling her name again. Say Alkebulan, Alkebulan, the mother of life, where the sun first shines, rise again, Alkebulan, rise again, Alkebulan. Hey! Alkebulan, Alkebulan, Alkebulan. Home. Your children are calling, we're coming home. Oh, Alkebulan, the world must know you gave birth to the light, let your glory show. They changed your name to hide your fame. They broke the chains but kept the game. Divided your children with borders and lies, but truth never dies, it only multiplies. We are the sons and daughters of your soil, still rising strong from the years of toil. They took our name, but not our soul. Alkebulan still makes the broken whole. Say Alkebulan, Alkebulan, the mother of life, where the sun first shines, rise again, Alkebulan, rise again, Alkebulan. Oh, Alkebulan, cradle divine, mother of kings, the first bloodline. Oh, Alkebulan, spirit of grace, we're reclaiming your name, we're finding our place. No longer shall we live in shame, forgetting our truth, our holy name. From the Nile to the ocean wide, your story flows, it cannot hide. From Kush to Kemet, glory untold, black and beautiful, strong.
Greetings, 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 everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, guys. How are we all doing? Can you hear me?
I want that song to play all the way, please. You keep cutting it. It's just getting good.
Okay, we'll do it at the end, yes, for the final one of the year.
Thank you.
Hello, 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 everybody. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to another Alkebulan Awakening series in collaboration with Kumbukani. This is the final broadcast of the year, so I hope you all stay tuned and hang in there with us. As always, my name is Oladile Dosumu. I'm the founder of the Emerging Alkebulan, and I say this all the time. It's about time we wake up from the cognitive dissonance, because on this platform, what we deal with is decolonizing our minds and awakening our consciousness. For so long, and too many of us we're still in that, the colonial mindset, and we need to get out of it because it's not helping us. The more we dig in, the more it takes us away from who we are. Anyway, welcome to this broadcast, and hope you have fun. Unduku.
Habari gani? How are you? What's the news? Karibuni, welcome. I recently said to someone that we need to be grounded in Ubuntu, a Kenyan person. They were making fun of me because they are promoting some individual who's been in the government for years as next president. And I said, none of the imperialist puppets will do. So, and I said, we need to stand by Ubuntu. And they told me, go to your Ubuntu nation and run for president there. But I say that to say, I am a child of Ubuntu, and I will defend this principle through everything that I do, no matter what the attacks are. So that is who I am. Asante.
Okay, a brief introduction, my sister.
Hi, Sanbonani Bamameli. That means hello to all those who have tuned in to listen. Wow, my sister Ndugu. They are telling you go where?
To the land of Ubuntu and be the president of Ubuntu there. Kenyans
Wow.
don't want Ubuntu.
So that's what I was gonna say. So by default, they've excluded Kenya from the land of Ubuntu.
They actually said it, not by default. They said we don't want Ubuntu. We don't know what that
Wow.
is.
Wow.
Wow.
I guess that's why we need to have topics like we have today, where
Yeah.
Africans are turning on Africans. So it just, for me, my opening remarks, truly and greeting, is that it makes, thank you for those remarks, my sister Ndugu, it makes today's topic even more relevant. And thank you, Kumbugeni, and thank you, Imaging Alkebulan, for actually hosting this topic today.
Thank you very much. Relwende, tell people
Yes.
about you. Who are you? Let people know who you are. I know you've been on this platform before, but yeah, please.
I love this platform. I love you all. Someone have put a virus on the mind and on the spirit of the African people, and I see is helping Africans to extract this virus of the mind, in the mind and in the spirit. So I am loving of all this work, the work that the Alkebulan are doing for the African people, so light can shine again in Africa. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Okay, the topic, as I put it on the screen there, so Africa versus Africa, why do we limit each other? Mama K is going to start with that topic, and then Relwende is going to go to the other side of it, which is from survival to true life. So we're just dividing that topic into two sectors. So Mama K, if you want to start, Africa versus Africa, why do we limit each other? What's the enemy within? Please.
I think I just want to start by saying Africans lost an estimate of 67.5 million US dollars, or 60 million euros, that's more rememberable, in non-refundable. And I don't want to use the word non-refundable because that makes it like impossible to refund. So we're going to amend this language and say in non-refunded Schengen visa fees in 2024 alone, I repeat, Africans from Cape to Cairo, Morocco to Madagascar in 2024 alone lost 60 million euros of unrefunded Schengen visa application fees in 1 year. The poorest continent, despite the wealth, but we know that on day-to-day living, our people are poor. We were forced, because this is an imposed system, to give to Europe 60 million euros for free. It's not as if they don't already evade and avoid paying tax in our countries. It's not as if they already underpay our workers for the same work, same amount of time in their various companies that operate cross-continentally. They pay the least in Africa. It's not as if they didn't run slavery or colonize us. They still run a system that extracts annually from Africans 60 million euros for free. And to even say annual is wrong because visa fees do go up from time to time. So let's say it what it was in 2024 alone. In that amount, my brother Oladele, Nigerians alone amount for $5 million of unreturned Nigerian money for visa fees that were denied. This source comes from Lago Collective. For those who are clever, we call them clever blacks in South Africa who always want to know who's the source. From Lago Collective, a London-based research group. It was also confirmed because CNN ran this item also. Now, I'm saying, starting with this, because I'm saying, for those, I know even amongst, when I made this, I wanted it to be a debate in parliament. And I know the other parties who came in and chipped in, those supporting the MK move, were saying, okay, but it's also high time we encourage our people to travel into Africa and not Europe. Hello, we need to do both. Yes, we need to travel into Africa, but we need to travel into Europe and actually take over Europe. There's lots of white people all over this continent. Why are we electing to tell our people not to go to Europe? If there's a free bursary to go and study in Europe, use it, take it. It's reparations. If you can work there and extract money from them, take it. It's reparations. They can pay you more and you can pay back here at home and use the power of that pound or dollar to uplift your community. So I don't buy to that argument. Also, sometimes it's scientific research. Sometimes it's NGO meetings. Sometimes you're not even going to Europe. You're just passing through that country. You know, Germany wanted me. I say this again and I will say it slowly. Germany, my sister Ndugu, wanted me to pay visa fees for going through Frankfurt for 1 hour 30 minutes on my way to Switzerland. 1 hour 30 minutes. Switzerland said, we are coming to address the UN. You have an official passport. We will not impose visa fees on you. Germany said, you are passing here for 1 hour 30 minutes. The same Germany that exterminated 80% of Herero people in Namibia and have not paid a single cent in reparations. 20% of Nama people in Namibia haven't paid a single cent in reparations. The same Germany that has money to send to Israel to kill Palestinians cannot allow me to pass through their airport without imposing visa fees for 1 hour 30 minutes. Why did I start with this when the topic is Africa versus Africa? Because my sister Ndugu, this came into a debate in our parliament, and the African National Confusion, that's what I call them, the African National Congress, voted together with the Democratic Alliance, together with some smaller parties like the IFP, together with another white one called the Freedom Front Plus that's fighting for Orania to be free. The ANC had a nerve to stand there and tell us Africans that it is okay for us to pay all this amount of fees, but we can't impose the same. I called it reciprocal imposition. They said, no, it's about foreign policy relations. We cannot reciprocate and impose the same visa requirements on Western Europe. Why? Because we are begging them to come and invest here. Why are we begging them to come and invest here? Because the ANC has been sitting on its laurels for 30 years and have not developed heavy industry. In fact, they killed the little heavy industry they found here and turned us into importers, even more importers of a finished product. So most African countries are refusing to reciprocate and impose these visa restrictions on Western Europe, on Northern Europe, which is Canada and America, on Australia and New Zealand, because we are begging for their companies to come and invest. We are begging for their companies to come and develop us. But listen to this. We have a nerve. I need to slow down here. We have a nerve to impose those visa restrictions on other fellow Africans. I rest my case. I think I'll leave it at this, Brother Oladele, as an opening statement.
Yeah, wow. So, based on what Mama Khanyisile said, guys, they impose visas on us, and they've made so much money from us, and we don't get the money back. So that's money lost. And then, based on what Mama Khanyisile said, the last thing there is then we Africans are imposing visas on ourselves. Despite the fact that, can you see the paradox and the contradiction in what we're doing to ourselves? And yet we expect, we give preferential treatment to the Muzungus to come to Africa. But we are working against each other. Relwende, what do you say to this?
Maybe my brother, sorry, before he comes in, I forgot one fact that's gonna make all of you mad. All my three co-presenters say you're gonna be mad.
Okay.
The seat of the so-called African Union is Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. All African countries require a visa to enter Ethiopia.
What?
Except Kenya, yes, except Kenya and Eritrea. And for Kenya, it had to do with something they were begging economically. Eritrea was once part of them. I think Ndugu will know what that thing they were begging was. Except 2 countries. And let me tell you, it's not just the visa imposition, it's the dehumanizing process of it.
Yeah.
We got off a flight around 4 in the afternoon, attending a AU meeting as civil society organizations. I found an African woman sitting on a wheelchair who had been there from around 3 a.m. that day, waiting to process her visa to enter Ethiopia. I rest my case. Sorry, my brother, for cutting in. I just forgotten to bring in that fact.
It's good.
But that same Ethiopia, I wonder, you can check it Oladele as some of us are talking. I wonder if Western nations, if America, if Canada need visas to enter Ethiopia.
Most of them don't. I was just going to say, you actually took the words out of my mouth. Most of them don't because they're just coming with a free pass. Relwende, please.
Yes. I have some trouble. It's difficult for me to understand black man. You know, before white people come there, before Arab people come there, before Chinese people come there, our ancestors are living together with their own rules. And after someone is coming to us and he is trouble all our structure. After that, this person is going back to his home. And we cannot reorganize our own life by our own rules to go to our own development. It's difficult to me to understand that. What's the real problem? It's this I want to speak about in the beginning about the virus. We have a virus in our side. If not, I cannot understand. Now we are dealing black people with black people, black blood with black blood. But why these many process, many difficult, many barriers in the financials or in the politicals, for traveling? I can understand. Why can't we organize our life as we want? I think it's the basis. We have to come back to the basis. But the problem is that we as African, we don't want to go back to the basis. We want to take the Europeans' development system to work with. It's like we are going lower to doing things like ourselves. No, I don't think it's making us little. No, it's making us bigger. So I think all these difficulties in the traveling, visa, financial, it's a distraction. So it's distraction. They distract us to not be together. Family, together, country, together, Africa. So why can we reorganize our life as we can? But how can we do that? In when we take the emerging Alkebulan, I can tell it's a family.
Yeah.
As a family, what can you do? What can you do as a family for that? It's my question.
Yeah. I'm so glad that's how you put it, brother, because I was gonna say, and we started with Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu is not just a proverb. Our brother Relwende asked, what can we do as a family for each other, right? It is a political, economic, and social philosophy. It means it's not just I am because we are, because we keep throwing this I am because we are, I am. The other day, hold on real quick, let me find this message. The other day, I was interacting with a brother and with a couple of community members, and I said to them, I want to have something this December to a movement to go against Dirty December, and I want it to be grounded in Ubuntu. And the person said, one cannot build a viable economic system that can compete in the world economic competition based on Ubuntu. I said, what is your understanding of Ubuntu? What does it mean to you? They said, sharing, caring. Sharing, caring. That principle, with all the power and all the meaning in it, to them is sharing, caring. So Ubuntu is not just a proverb about sharing, caring. It covers political, economic, and social philosophy issues. It means my freedom is tied to yours, and therefore defending it is very important for both of us. It means my safety depends on your safety, and therefore maintaining it is very important and of paramount urgency for both of us. My dignity requires your dignity. If you're put down, if your dignity is not respected, mine has been injured as well. And what this does is it takes away that Africa versus Africa thing, because now we see each other as one. Your fate is my fate, and therefore I have interest in your well-being because your well-being is my well-being. I'm not charging you a visa because I'm going to come to your home and I don't want to be charged a visa, but also because I know I'm denying you access. I don't want to do that to yourself, because in doing that to you, I'm doing it to myself, right? So we have to understand what Ubuntu means. It is not what Western culture has co-opted to be. Oh, let's hug and love each other, caring and sharing. There is that aspect of it, but don't let the Muzungu lie to you. If you threaten our well-being as a community, Ubuntu tells me I need to defend the community. And therefore, I will pick up that spear of the nation. I'm glad it's coming. You see how things are. I will pick up that spear of the nation to defend Ubuntu, to defend my community, to defend our way of being. And this is the mindset we need to have as Africans. So, Mama Khanyisile Relwende. So, my brother, we have to think that way to answer your question. We have to think in that way, that whatever harm I allow to happen to Relwende, to Mama Khanyisile, to Oladile, I have now allowed for it to happen to me. Whatever good I allow and bring for my brother Relwende, to Mama Khanyisile, to Oladile, is bringing good for myself. I shouldn't be sitting out here talking about, oh, you want me to help you with this? What am I getting in return? There's balance, and then there's a capitalist. What am I getting in return? And we need to know where the line is. So yeah, those are my thoughts so far.
Yeah. Before you come in, Mama K, and in terms of holding ourselves accountable as Africans, this is something we need to start doing in the spirit of Ubuntu that we keep talking about, guys. We talked about capitalism last time Mama K was there, and capitalism is one of the biggest instruments that's basically messing us up, because everybody is striving so hard to basically get the trinkets and mirrors. In the process of doing that, basically what you're doing, you're stepping on your brothers and sisters, because you don't care how you hurt them and what you do to them. As long as you got this trinket and mirrors to show off in the capitalist system, you feel okay with that. And in the spirit of Ubuntu, just think about it. I'm going to throw this into the mix. I'm talking about Ubuntu economics. It's possible, because I've reasoned about this. Ubuntu economics. Ubuntu economics basically means a cooperative, corporation within us, where we all come together to build. In building, nobody lacks, nobody's left wanting. So as Africans, why can't we think about that? Must we continually go into the capitalist system? But like you can see, it's throwing everybody under the bus. That you're doing everything in your power to basically to be relevant in the system. Consequently, your brothers and sisters struggling. In the world that we live in today, guys, there's so much wealth, there's so much abundance. Yet some of us lack. Make it make sense. And all of you are trying so hard to be part of this system, to have all this wealth, and you look in, you pull up your nose and sneezing at the people who you said they're below you. How did that happen? I'm okay.
You know, I'm actually checking the total figure of what we call the stokvel economy in South Africa. I am answering that person who told you, Nduku, that we can't build an economy on
Imagine,
carry.
right?
I hope exactly. The South African stokvel economy is consistently estimated to be worth approximately, here it comes, 50 billion rands annually. You are telling me 50 billion rands annually in 5 years cannot build a multinational company. It can't build a transnational company. It's because this 50 billion is banked in banks that are not African. My brother, you were asking what should be done. The first thing is we need to start establishing banks that are ours. If Muslims have a bank that gives to Muslims loans at 0 interest rate, we can start ours. You are telling me this 50 billion cannot, in 2 years, it's 100 billion. In 4 years, it's 200 billion. I'm correct, isn't it, my brother Oladele? Just note
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
So, you're telling me it cannot start an African bank. The first thing we need to do is detach from the neoliberal financial system. It is built to send money abroad to
Absolutely.
Europe and North America. It is not built to keep profit in Africa. It's built to encourage base erosion and economic erosion. And without a base and a foundation, you can't build. The banks are built to erode that. So for me, the person who said you can't build out of caring and sharing, my sister, because stokvels are actually based on caring and sharing. They are built, for those who don't understand the concept, because it's an Afrikaans word. Stokvel simply means there's 30 of us. And every month we
Susu.
decide.
They know Susu.
Yes. So, yes. Every month we decide that we are paying 2,000 rands to one another, and it rotates like that. But because we don't trust keeping it under the mattress in case the house burns, we will take it to the bank. So the banks are still making money out of the stokvels than the actual stokvel people. So for me, truly, we need to start establishing community banks, and we need to protect them with our lives. In the bigger picture, we need to move towards a truly continental bank, not these banks that exist, your African Development Bank. I mean, who still funds them? Who becomes directors? It's people who are there to uphold the system. So we need to move towards that. But while doing that, we truly need to detangle ourselves from Lusophone, that's former Portuguese, Spanish colonies, Commonwealth, because there's nothing common in that wealth. Britain is still the richest of all of us. We need to tangle ourselves from the Commonwealth, that's all former British colonies. We need to detangle ourselves from Francophone, that's former French colonies, which is what Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are actually doing. Get out of Francophone. So when we get out of those, because that's what's keeping us from not trading with one another, people. In Commonwealth countries, or the so-called Commonwealth countries, you'll find that the economy and the capital is rotating within those countries, with Britain in the center. In former Francophone, French is in the center. It's rotating amongst themselves with France in the center. So is the Lusophone, which is what makes even the flights difficult. It's much more expensive for me to fly from here to Cote d'Ivoire than for me to fly from here straight to London. Isn't that crazy? It's really crazy. To even get a straight flight might be difficult. I can't get a straight flight to places like Guinea-Bissau, to Cabo Verde. I might have to fly first to Qatar for me to fly back to that place. So for me, truly, it's really just cracking out of our colonial limitations. I don't know if this is me. Oh, okay. We need
You're
to
fine.
crack. we need to crack out of our colonial limitations as they were left here behind, because they are social, political, and cultural systems of Commonwealth, Lusophone, and Francophone, which is why they're so mad against Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, because they're breaking out of the Francophone mode. Because if we sit in those modes, we are continuing to impoverish ourselves, but to feed the West, just like vassal colonial economies. And the issue of the bank is crucial. I cannot overemphasize it. I think I'll leave it here and give the round to the next person.
Relwende, your thoughts, please.
Okay, I am in the side of Mama Khanyisile. You know about African economics. We don't need 20 year or 30 year to study the economy to build a strategy. African man know what he can do. We just have to observe the ants and the anthill, what they do. Each ant is going to collect cereals and get it back in the anthill, and they collect it for the survival of the anthill. In this example, we see the ant doesn't exist. It's the anthill that exists. So in the anthill, we don't have this is for me, this is for you, this is for no. This is for the anthill. If we do an economic as that, we cannot fall. In my tradition, when we take the family, the example of the family, we cannot judge someone in the family. If a person have make a mistake, we don't judge the person, but we judge the family. Even in the spiritual realm, and the young body make a big mistake, we will not dead. You know, who will dead? The elder of the family. The elder of the family.
Yes.
He'll dead.
Yes.
It's because he have not educated the young men are doing mistakes. In our philosophy, it's like the anthill. So in the family, we have an economics of the family. So for the agriculture, we are going to make our agriculture together. We are going to field together, we plant together, we cultivate together, we cut together, and we come in the family, and it's for the family. When we will succeed to cut our ego, when we will succeed to see a same goal in the family, to see a same goal in a city, to see a same goal in a country, to see a same goal to Africa, we will succeed in our economy. It's the same example that the Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have taken now with Faso Mebo. We collect fund and we are making roads. We collect fund and we are making hospitals. Government collect fund to do common things for everybody. So to succeed in economic African strategies, we don't have to study a lot. We just have to see the nature, to take the example of bees, to take the example of ants, and we will succeed in our economy.
I love so much when people use animals analogies, and you're right. No one in the anthill is talking about this is mine, that is yours. They're all busy. You see them walking and carrying stuff together, and the bees are the same way, right? I've always said because we seem to be so distant from who we are. Let's go back and look at nature. Nature has not changed that
Yes.
Yes,
much
yes, yes,
of
yes,
how to
Yes.
be,
yes, 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 yes.
and it will guide us. So I'm glad you brought that, and that is the thing that is very African about who we are, about who you are, Relwende.
Yes, yes, yes.
I was going to say, Mama Khanyisile, you mentioned the Muslim banks.
Mm,
The thing about Muslims is that having no interest for their
mm,
loaning system, their lending
mm,
system, is something that's based on ideology, on Islam.
mm,
It is fundamentally based on Islam, that it
mm,
is haram to charge interest. It is
mm,
against their way of being to charge interest, and therefore their banks are that way. The one
mm,
thing we are missing is one Ubuntu. And now we need, it doesn't matter whether, oh, we were never a united people, we never were one people, oh, this thing of unity. No, now we need to be a
yeah.
united,
Yeah.
Mm,
because as a
mm,
collective we are facing a threat. As a collective, I've said to people
mm,
who
mm,
tell me, like, I'll have a slip of the tongue, and I'll be here talking to my brothers and sisters Americans, and I'll say you people, and they'll get so offended, and they know very well I don't mean you people, because they see how I move. But I will say to them, you know very well I have an understanding that when the policeman, and I guess because of the dynamics that are happening now with Africans acting a fool and Black Americans acting a fool, I guess I should give them grace. But I understand that when the policeman pulls me over, he's not going to ask, oh, wait, are you from Kenya, or are you born here?
mm,
Before they
mm,
do some racism.
mm,
I will be Black to them,
mm,
right? I will be an African, global African sense. I will be Black to them. I will not be a Kenyan, a Nigerian,
mm,
an immigrant, someone who was born here, descendant of enslaved people. No, I will be Black. And that is proven in the young man, and I forget the name, who was murdered by the police in New York. He was an immigrant. There's several of them
mm,
who have been murdered by the police. So we as a people need to now understand that there's something that is going after us as a collective, that doesn't care whether we were born in the United States or the Caribbean or Kenya or Nigeria, and therefore we must not care where we come from. We must
mm,
identify in that one unity.
mm,
And I say then
Yes.
we need to be united under one ideology, like the
mm,
Muslims.
mm,
And that ideology has to have principles that cannot be broken. When you break them, it is haram, and there's consequences.
Yeah.
And that is Ubuntu. And if you don't know what Ubuntu is in your culture, in your people, for that Kenyan, you know what? I called him Ndiandundu in Kikamba. Ndiandundu. Ndiandundu means a thick fool. Like, you're so foolish, you don't even understand you're foolish. Like, we give that name to the animal, the wildebeest. I don't know if you all have observed the wildebeest and the way the wildebeest behaves. The wildebeest has the most foolish behavior. Like, it will be the first one to be taken by the lion because it does not think like the gazelle. And
mm,
so in my people, in
mm,
my language, we call the wildebeest Ndiandundu. And so I said to this man, you
mm,
are Ndiandundu. And I see that that doctor in front of your name has done you a disservice. Not to insult him, but to tell him, you are willing to invite capitalism and democracy. And when I say Ubuntu to you, you're rejecting it. And you expect me to honor you as a Dr. So-and-so? Like, we have to ask ourselves, what about us? What is this that we have been told that makes me embrace Western ideology that clearly does not work from evidence, and reject my own ideology that works? What is it about me? What has been done to me, to my mindset? And so I honestly insist, Mama Khanyisile, I would love to hear your thoughts, and Relwende. We need to be united under one ideology, because ideology
Yes.
is powerful.
mm.
Ideology
Yes.
dictates how we move as a collective, and it protects us
Yes.
as a collective. You will not mess with Muslims. You can only go so far as
Yeah,
messing with them, because they have standards.
yeah,
You mess with us, we're
yeah.
coming for you. So I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it will go to my brother Oladele first.
No. She's asked the questions. You can go, sis. You go.
Okay. So, look, for Africans, it's like unity is a curse, my sister. It defeated us at nation level when we were fighting as nations against the invading colonizers. We did not unite our struggles. Like, The Sotho nation fought, the Tswana nation fought, the Zulu nation fought. We scarcely thought of uniting that effort. And then they gave us colonial borders that divided us even further. And then they gave us colonial languages that divides us even further. And when Kwame Nkrumah said, I can't enjoy Ghanaian freedom until all Africans are free.
It's free, yeah.
The Ghanaians hated him. And I always tell people, and it's important to repeat this, Ghanaians who hated Kwame Nkrumah at the time and wanted him gone, and they did get him gone through a coup, was that Kwame Nkrumah is more African than Ghanaian, by default excluding Ghanaians from being African. By default saying it was okay for Kwame Nkrumah to think inwardly and forget the rest of Africa. By default confirming that their so-called freedom was actually premature, they were still colonized. Another thing they actually blame him for to date, they say he fought for that freedom too early. So are the Congolese about Patrice Lumumba.
Yeah.
He should have just let the colonizers stay on for more. It was premature. So unity eludes us most of the time. It really eludes us. It's like a curse. And I'm glad you talked about it, my sister Ndugu, because I'm even looking at what Africans are doing to South Africa now. The South African government employs Africans at government level. I can't get that in other African countries. And it makes South Africans angry, and they should be angry, because I don't get the same treatment when I go to other African countries. It's like other African countries are saying, protect our borders, but South Africa, open your borders. So, which is also very ironic and very superficial and also very pretentious. They come here, my brother Oladele, to fight for their own family's survival. And they say, no, we are Pan-Africans. We came here as Pan-Africans. So protect our rights as Pan-Africans. No, you're not building any movement. You are not about to liberate this continent. You're about your own survival, and your own family survival. Yeah. You are actually part of the problem. You are leaving governments in your countries to do as they like. Ministers who earn millions of dollars. Governments that take millions of dollars of revenue Nigeria. And claim they are spending it on health. But we are not there. You are busy weighing down the health of system of South Africa. So for me, unity truly has been our problem. And even when we talk about it, we don't hit the nail on the head. We talk about it. We talk about all the things on the periphery that have got nothing to do with unity. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger currently are supposed to be celebrated by every African state, men and women. If they are too scared of their colonizers, at least they should say to Traore, to Colonel Goita and to General Chiani, they should at least give them private phone calls and say, look, I can't support you in public because I'm still colonized, but I have your back. They're not even doing that. Instead, we are putting pressure on these countries, South Africa included, to return to democracy.
Okay.
As though we don't know.
Sorry to interject there. Look at what Nigeria did with Benin recently.
Yes, exactly. As though we don't know, when we tell them return to democracy, we are saying put France back on the seat. Instead of celebrating them and say this is the beginning of a revolution, it's a candle. It's flickering because it's 3 countries out of 54. Can the 51 organize around them? No. We are actually telling them, get rid of that revolution. It's disturbing us. It's making us look. Your efforts, Captain Traore, in making Burkina Faso develop are making my people question my ability. They are looking at what we are doing and they're looking at me and seeing I'm a fool. So I'm going to unleash all my wrath on you. Like, there's a woman called Mampele Rampele, who actually spoke about it. She says, the problem with Africans is that when we look around and we see we are in a ditch, instead of saying, my brother Oladele, how do I get out of this ditch? We dig ourselves even deeper because we want to get out of that ditch alone. We will not ask for help. So for me, my sister Ndugu, apart from the banks, apart from breaking out of Lusophone, Francophone, and Anglophone, the issue of unity is the next best thing on the table. I'm liking how this is going because we are on the 3rd thing that needs to be done. I'm hoping by the end of the podcast, we'll at least have touched on 5 things that are a way forward and are closing the year and that we want Africans to start pushing for. the issue of unity is real. We need to stop encouraging Africans. I hate this word, an economic migrant. Why is any African an economic migrant? You should be economic migrants in Europe. Go and take from them what they took from us.
But guess what Europeans are? Expatriates.
Expatriates.
It's exactly. Why
Fancy
do we
word.
there's no African who should be an economic migrant in any African country. We are so rich on our own. Why are Congolese economic migrants? Congo is so rich. Fix the Congo. Why are Nigerians economic migrants? Nigeria is the #1 oil producer. I think it still is. Oladele will confirm. No Nigerian. I mean, in 1976, 1 naira was $1.
Yep.
Nigerians shouldn't be economic migrants. Why are we encouraging this and making it look like it's normal? So for me, unity is also built on power, my sister. And for us to have power, these countries' economies must develop. We need to stop wanting to pack and go. Unless that government truly is out to get your blood. I'm not saying stay there if you're gonna die because we want you alive. But this thing of, the naira is now $100 to $200 to the dollar, so I think I'm just gonna pack my bags and go look for greener pastures.
Okay, the naira is £1. Is basically a pound to about 2,000 naira.
Plus. I know. I didn't want to say it. It breaks my heart because I know in 76 it was 1 to 1.
Like the fact that we accept that type of devaluation is insane.
Yes. Yes. Talk about it. I think my sister, when the 10 comes to you, because you're correct. But I mean, for me, now you're going to pack your bags and go and live in Nairobi or live in Harare or live in Cape Town. Why? Your country needs to be put back on the map. Who's going to put it back on the map? Yeah. Who are you leaving it for?
Yep.
So that unity must be based on power and economic prowess. We will not get that for as long as our mentality is pack and go. That's why I love Traore, because Traore is like saying, Burkinabe people, whoever you are, those of you that can come back. Let's build this country.
Yeah.
It's our country.
This is what we need to do. Yeah, Relwende, you want to speak to that, please?
Yes. Okay. Last time I have seen on a video where a woman was born in French country. She is born in French, and she is telling that she is not African.
Wow.
And his argument is that she is born in France, so she is not African.
Wow.
Okay.
This is.
Yeah.
Can you see the mentality problem that we have? I can develop.
My brother Franz Fanon called that black skin, white masks. But go on.
Yes.
Coconuts.
Yes.
Someone is asking me, who can we call an African? Who is an African? I have told him, African is a people who have a black blood in his body. Even if you are in America, even if you are in Asia, even if you are in French country, if you are a black blood in your body, you are an African. I can't develop Africa without you. We need to tell to our brothers,
yes,
all our brother, we can't develop Africa without you. We need you. I need you to be with me. I need you to be a light. I need you to be one person. We have the unity first in the blood. We are one in the blood as Africans. We have to succeed together. We can develop Africa without Africans. How Africans recognize the abundance that the nature, the abundance of the God, abundance of all these things are given to the Africa. We have to make people recognize their sense. We are thinking that we are poor. It's the reason that young people in Africa to go to the Europe, to go to the Asia, to go to the to French country, they believe their countries are more abundant than ours. No, they are just building immeubles, they are building roads, building new technologies, building new cars, and make the countries attractive. But you in your Africa, what can you do to make your Africa more attractive? What can we do together to make our Africa more attractive? It's the mentality that we have to teach to all the Africans, but we need them because we need them to make in the union. Them union is the great our great paradox. Our I am searching the word. Our great problem. What will we do to be together? How can we do to be there? I think can be together by the enlightenment. If we start to enlighten the spirit of the African man, if we start to enlighten the mental of the African man, if we start to enlighten the earth of the African man, he will see the benefits of the union. We don't know union is benefiting to us. We are believing that me here, you somewhere else, and her somewhere else. See this platform, see this video. We are here. Mr. Odele is giving his opinion. Khanyisile is giving his opinion. Mama Nduku is giving his opinion. Mr. Relwende is giving what he thinks about how Africa can unite. It's this mentality we have to share in the African people. But how can we do that? It's the problematic. Our union to people. After the people who is watching this video, we have a little light or a little knowledge about Africa, about economy, about spirituality, about what is to be African, what it is. When we talk African, what is that? But if you're not cultivate this unity,
implement,
it will be great problematic.
Mama K, I want to, based on what Relwende said last, okay, because of time, how do you think we can actually pull together? Because this is a bit in the new year, we're going to be talking about solutions, because we all recognize all the challenges that we're facing. Everybody knows what the challenges are, but which is the way forward? How can we unite? We've mentioned a few things.
And before you answer that question, I'm going to say this because I've been wanting to say it, and I know it's going to distract you, so I want to say it before you start speaking. I love the outfit. I love the earrings. I love the color on you. You look beautiful. Thank you. Go on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Unity is not built on emptiness or in a vacuum. It is certain values and principles that unite people. Europe, after the collapse of the Roman Empire, around 470, we are now in 2025, so in the year 470, fell into what is called the Dark Ages. And they went through those Dark Ages until they even suffered the bubonic plague. So I think around 1200, 1300, late 1200, early 1300, they go into what they call the Renaissance, which is cultural awakening. And they emerge from there and later united first as Western Europe. When I say Europe, I must actually qualify Western Europe. They emerge from there knowing that they need a space in the sun, meaning they need other lesser people to extract from them whatever they can extract for them to develop, because Europe is in ravages, literally. I mean, nothing works. And later on, they rope in Canada and United States, Australia, and New Zealand. Now, they were united by one thing, and they still are: white superiority. Whatever happens, the white name, the white history, the white person must stay on top and emerge superior in whatever situation. Two, they were united by a second principle that white is might. So we are going to build our defense forces so nobody can invade us. The third one, white is right. We shall take over education and anything they read or even their thought process to make sure that it's inculcated in their minds that whiteness is right. Now, they have not united in a vacuum. Those are unifying principles. And then the fourth one was we shall use Christianity as the center of it, which is why we'll make Jesus white, we'll make God white, we'll make the angels white, we'll tell everyone we come across that whatever it is you believe in, ditch it. It's demonic and evil. Take ours. And Ethiopians here will hurry and tell you, oh, but it's not colonization that brought Christianity to Ethiopia. Oh, please get a hang on life. There's nothing special about you, dear Ethiopians. In Acts chapter 16, your eunuch converted to Christianity. So it's still a religion of converts. It is not original to Ethiopia. Before that, eunuch converted and met it. I don't know, he was on his way to wherever. Now, having said that, for us to unite, we need principles. Mama Ndugu opened with it. We need principles of Ubuntu. But you can't embrace Ubuntu if you are stuck in religion. I'm sorry to say this. If you are first a Muslim and you are first a Christian before you are an African, Ubuntu does not make sense to you. Because Ubuntu is a philosophy that is encapsulated within African spirituality. So it is anathema to you as a religious person because you have different principles by which you operate as a religious person, chief of which encourages you to pay tax to Caesar. I mean, honestly, for a slave to obey its master, for all of these principles, principles that tell you this world is not your home, you're just a passerby. Your treasures are all laid down in heaven. No, African spirituality says, my brother and sister, the originator, the deities, and the ancestors have done their part. They're in another realm. You are in this realm, and in this realm, you are in charge. You are the best steward. And if you fail in this realm, we shall hold you accountable in your life when you leave this world. That's why we say transitioned, not die. When you transition and you meet them, they shall ask you why the soil in Nigeria is no longer fertile enough for planting when we have given you enough science and spirituality to make that soil productive. But you ditched that and you opted for the easy one, for the Monsanto GMO and for the pesticide and the insecticide. So for me, truly, your belief system disallows you to unite, fellow African. I'm sorry to say it. Also because belief in itself is such a big thing. Belief is what gives you the false hope of thinking it's okay for me to suffer here, but I'll be okay in heaven. Because in spirituality, there's no belief system. When I opened my computer to tune in here, I didn't believe my computer will tune me in. I mean, I've done that several times, so I just know, I have knowledge of it. I didn't believe the chair I'm sitting on will support me. I have knowledge of this chair. I sit on it and I know what I check. So spirituality is based on knowledge, which is why we have rites of passage from a child to a boy, a girl, to a young man, a young woman, to a married man, married woman, to a grandmother, a grandfather. You become an ancestor. You know, it's stages based on knowledge acquisition, which is why Jomo Kenyatta in Facing Mount Kenya says, we did not pray for rain. We fetched rain. It's based on knowledge. It is not based on belief and faith. So for me, my brother Oladele, it is this belief system that disallows us to unite. Because truly speaking, for most practicing Muslims and Christians, Easter, Ramadan are more important than September, which is the end of the year by right for most Africans. Those are more important than the first rains, which are so important for Africans, or the last harvest, or the first harvest, or the full moon, or whatever. So for me, it is what's in our head, this belief, this you wish you can take a bleach and wash it away, this religion, this dam you were given to suck on. This allows us because even Christian and Muslim fight one another. But even amongst Christians, the Methodists and the Catholics don't get along, you know, and then the evangelists and the Pentecostals don't get along. And then the missionary type, your Joyce Meyer, your T.D. Jakes, you know, the big ones that have television screens, don't get along with the small church corner that is still stuck to a hymn that you hold on your hand. I mean, they're just like, what's that poverty, you know? So these are divisive within themselves before they even on their own are divided against the other. So for me, the crux is just right there. So I've added the fourth thing. Can we put more binoculars on religion and how it continues to divide us, but how it also continues to give us, I'm looking for the word, principles and perspectives that disallow us to unite. I mean, in a lot of settings in Africa, we come from, and Oladele will know about it, we come from eras where a Muslim wouldn't dare marry a Christian in African communities. It's just not allowed. We just don't do that here. We don't do that. And then you have the Catholics. We come from an era where, as a practicing African Catholic, you couldn't marry any other person other than Catholic. And if you did that, convert to Catholicism. So, yes, and the list goes on. I think I'll leave it here.
Yeah. It's
okay, Mama, Undergo, before you go, because Mama's you going soon. Just I've got a quick question here for you. Somebody asked a question. It says there, please give me your view on expat Africans coming back to come and build Airbnb their habitat in different countries in Africa. Is that useful for our bigger goal?
Never.
No. I've answered
because
that.
The Airbnb is still built for that person and that family. They are still here surviving, just like the ones I'm talking about who are in South Africa, who are in Kenya. They are still surviving for themselves and their families. There's no bigger picture to unite with the struggles of Africans and to liberate this continent from the clutches of neocolonialism and neoliberalism. Also, the respectable thing to do is that when you have the power of the pound and the dollar, you join that power of the pound and dollar with the local economy. But then again, I must be quick to say to the person who asked the question, it needs a Pan-African government. You see how Captain Traore is doing it in Burkina Faso. He is running that from government level to say, you can come back. And for him, is not even if you were from Burkina Faso before and now you live in London. It is whoever you were taken out of your continent your ancestors were taken out and made into slaves. I almost thought you were taken out as slaves. That's also a language that must change. Yeah. Africans were taken from Africa and turned into slaves. They were not slaves when they were taken. So your people were taken as slaves or through colonization or whatever. He's saying, if you want to come back and build a home in Africa, come, but we're going to do this orderly. We are going to vet you because we also don't want Europe or America vomiting its criminality on us.
Yeah, we don't
So
know. We didn't coconuts.
Yes, we will vet you and you will tell us your finances are this, and we shall tell you this is the industry you can plant in, this is the number of people you can employ. Now we are talking. But this thing of American artists and whoever buying pieces of the prime place in Cape Town or buying pieces of Kruger National Park, that name must also change. I don't know why it's Kruger National Park, a bloody racist. It just shows the ANC's never been in charge even in the last 30 years, because why is it still Kruger National Park? Anyway, the biggest park in South Africa, African Americans buying that piece and that prime piece. How does that help us?
Yeah.
They are just continuing to use the power of the dollar or the pound in the same way that colonialists have been doing it. They are not linking with the local economy. They are not uplifting the economy they are finding there. Why aren't they Why are they not joining the economy with the 50 billion annual stokvel economy of South Africa and saying, let's open a bank that's African owned? So the person who asked the question has hit the nail on the head, because there's that too, where our experts have just found a way as true colonialists to come and wield the power of the dollar or the pound over our people. So no, I don't agree.
And I'm going to quickly address, you told me to address this before you go. Relwende, we'll have you come in once Mama Khanyisile leaves, because she's leaving. She had limited time.
Okay.
We talked about the currency and the devaluation of the currency. The value of currency is based on demand and use.
Yeah.
So if your currency is not being used, if there's no demand for it, then there's no value for it. So if in Nigeria you're using the dollar and the euro, why would what's it called again? The
Naira.
Naira be valuable? Why would it be? If in Kenya you keep using the dollar and you keep using, so at the rate in your country that you use the dollar and the euro is how much you will decrease the value of your own currency. So Nigerians, that means you're hell of a lot coconutting in Nigeria.
Oh, well, Nigeria is the biggest coconuts in the world.
That's what's happening. It means that in Nigeria, the dollar is used so much that it has devalued the Naira. So it is upon us if we want value in our own currencies. And I know this is a conversation, and here comes the selfish part of who we are as Africans, right? Africa versus Africa. We in diaspora always celebrate when the dollar is higher than the Kenya shillings, because that means when I send money home, it will be more money. It is an innocent appreciation. I get it. But it is continuing the devaluation of our currencies and our economy. So now we have to hold ourselves accountable. We have to. We must stop.
I'm going to tell you a story before I leave. I was at the till with a sister from Ghana at this camp. And then she was about to pay and she realized, oh, I changed handbags and I left my card in the hotel, but I actually have dollars with me. And she said to the lady at the till, please call your manager. I will beg her to take the dollars. I said, my sister, don't even start that exercise. It just won't work. They don't know how to calculate them. They don't have the machine for it. It does not work. They will just tell you there are banks at this mall. There are Forex bureaus. You can leave your things here untouched so that you don't have to come and collect again into the shop. Leave them here. Go and change your money into rand and then go and pay. Yeah. And then most people say, oh, but South Africans, you think we are fussy. No, we don't think we are fussy. No self-respecting African country should be allowing themselves to use Forex within the country to pay for anything. You shouldn't allow it, because my sister Ndugu is correct. That's what devalues your currency even more, which is why we are calling for de-dollarization. How can we call for de-dollarization when we have businesses that are still encouraging people to deal directly in dollars in the African continent?
It's huge. It's huge in Ghana.
In Kenya, all the resorts, everywhere you go, the restaurants, it's dollars. When you go to let's say I want to go to Masai Mara or to Amboseli, at the gate, dollar. Like to see the animals, dollar.
So this is part of the
when the value is Yeah, when the value is 1 to 4,000, and then you wonder why.
And
And
for
we are
Kenyans, by
correct.
the way, civics, which is like business education, is a class. At least when I went to school, we had that as a course from when we were young to when we graduate high school. That's a course. It teaches you how to balance your checkbook and all that stuff. For Kenyans, they understand that demand is value. They get that. It's not that they don't get
Mm,
it, but we are
mm,
in this
mm.
robotic functioning that we don't even understand. Again, it's we really have disconnected from being active participants of our lives. We really have. We've become so consumed by the system that we just move where it takes us. We don't stop and ask why. We don't.
Okay,
But
Mama
also
K.
another
Yeah,
angle before I go, my brother
yeah.
Oladile,
No,
I'll
I'm
allow you to
taking
ask
her
the
here,
question.
Oladile, because I know
Please.
she will be most valuable here. So let her go.
Yeah.
It's okay. She owes me a 10 minutes. Go on, Mama
No,
Khanyisile.
no, no. What? No, no, no. What I like about what we have said, also, my sister, that demand supply is based on demand,
Yeah.
is that we have gone and attached our economies to the dollar by default. Even America, even if America is the most indebted country, the American state
Is.
owes more debt to
Over
anybody than any
350
other
trillion.
government in the world. By how much, my brother Oladele?
But I would say now, but
I know
almost
it's in the
350
trillions. I don't
trillion.
know the exact, but it's in the
350
trillions.
I
trillion.
would tell you now. I wrote about it a couple of
Wrote
days
it
ago.
down.
Yeah, I
Even
wrote it.
if they are that highly indebted, the dollar remains strong. You know why? Because we have tied our economies to
Mad.
the dollar. So there is demand for the dollar because we all cry for the dollar, which is why the ANC, the Freedom Front, and the Democratic Alliance, the IFP, joined that chorus, by the way, not overtly, but by default. They never
America
said it was.
America owes 38 trillion dollars. 38 trillion dollars.
Exactly. So, which is why the DA, the Freedom Front, the ANC, the IFP, by default of not picking a side, with a straight face told us, Umkondo Wesizwe, that sorry, we cannot reciprocate and impose visa restrictions on Western Europe because we want their foreign direct investment. Meaning what? We want their forex, we want the pound, we want the euro, we want the dollar. So, by default of what you said, my sister Ndugu, us tying our economies to these currencies also make those currencies stronger than our own,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like
the thing
it's by
Umkhonto we
default.
should ask them now is show us the books that show what we are getting is benefiting South Africa. We want to see the books that show this thing that
Exactly.
you value more than our currency, this thing that you value more than imposing these visa prices to the Westerners. Show us the books that show the evidence that what we get from them is benefiting South Africa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, final thing before you go, sis. I got this one here. Just a thought there. Somebody's comment from LinkedIn. The divisions within religion has fostered more hatred and divisiveness amongst supposedly well-intended humans. It begs the question: why do humans seek superiority over each other? What drives that sense of domination and the lustful desire? Last one before you go.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
It's capitalism. Capitalism, which has migrated into imperialism, which imperialism simply means, as England, we shall conquer countries where we can extract. Imperialism and colonialism are the same side.
Yeah.
Now, that's why we call it neoliberalism or neocolonization, because while they've removed the colonial governor and the colonial soldiers, they are still reaping the same benefits in terms of raping our economies for the benefit of the former colonizer or for the benefit of Europe. The basic law of capitalism is profit for the people who defend it.
Yeah.
Profit means
Maximum.
if I manufacture penicillin and my battery is running low, so let me be quick. If I manufacture penicillin and nobody is sick and requires penicillin, I shall fly helicopters and release whatever disease I can release into the air for people to be sick and come and get penicillin.
Exactly.
Because it is profit at all costs. I'm not making this up. That's the law of capitalism.
It's a fact.
It is
It's a
profit at
fact.
all costs.
Yeah.
It means if I am manufacturing, if I as Monsanto are running agriculture, yeah, If I'm running agriculture and oranges come out, one big, one small, another one medium size, no, that's not good for business. The buyer wants to see in size. So I shall manufacture injections where I inject these oranges. Whether that which I inject them with is going to make people sick, I don't care. At the time, the oranges are all the same size, and that's what I'm going to sell these human beings, and they will be happy to see the same size. If it means for me as Monsanto, it didn't rain this year, so the harvest wasn't really good. I'm losing money. Remember, this is all based on capital and profit. I'm losing money. It means I will manufacture a pesticide which will harm the soil as long as it ensures that my harvest comes out okay. I'll deal with the harm after the harvest has come out. So it's a system based on selfishness, on self-preservation, on self-centeredness, on putting you in the center. It's a system that's based on self-survival. The rest can go to hell as long as I am surviving. That's why I'm not even encouraging this thing of economic migrants, of Africans from African country to African country fighting for themselves and not for their survival. They are not there to form a movement, to take up arms and say we are going to fight against that government, a cause that we can also join. So it's capitalism. It has reduced us to dust. That's what I normally say. And what do you do with dust? You just go, you blow it away. Nobody likes dust. Wherever you see dust, you get a spray meant for furniture and you just remove it. That's what we've reduced ourselves to through adopting capitalism. And most Africans, when you say communism, they want to fight you. But who told you communism is wrong because we have not implemented it? Because since Ghana 1957, we've had capitalism. As my sister Nduku says, where's the book that shows it has worked for us? Where's it worked for us? So for me, my brother, to answer that question, we have adopted the socio-economic system of capitalism. And it's socio-economic in sociology means it's also cultural, means it's also political, means it also includes health. It also includes education. It also includes infrastructure. That's why dictators will build a road of gold from the capital to their village, but the rest of the country is not developed. Kagame is doing it in Rwanda. I mean, Kigali is developing because they are shipping illegal minerals that are being
Congo.
taken from DRC and are shipped to the world through.
Her battery just went out. Yeah,
I think her battery went. Yeah.
Relwende, it is
Relwende.
now your turn to answer all those questions.
Okay, Relwende. I want you to focus your answers on from survival to true life.
No problem. I have listened all the questions. I have listened Mama Khanyisile, and I think the questions are on the topic Africa versus Africa. Why do we limit each other from survival to true life? Why the desire of superiority is in Africa? I want to tell that the system make us believe that we are winning something. System make Africans believe that they are winning something in being in the system, but what we are winning? What do we win? We win nothing. It's a belief. It's an illusion. We are illusions of separation. See, when is above the earth, we will not see a human. We will not see a tree. We will not see an animal. We will see a globe. We will see one thing. We will see the earth. That means that we are one. But we are the illusions and the beliefs that we are separate. No, the separation is the opportunity for us to experience love. I will take example to show you why we are not separate. You are one body. when we take roots, when we are going back to roots, we are seeing that all the Africans are the same roots. So when we get back to roots, we get back to the same thing, and we become one. We are one. Separation is an illusion. Dust. We are dust. Yes or no? All of us
Yeah.
is dust.
Udongo.
Okay. And after we are going to do what we are do on the term, we will be dust after.
Yeah.
And it's the same dust. Dust will go back to the earth, and he will be the same earth. So we are one.
Yeah.
When we take the spirits, after our experience on this earth, spirits will go to the spirits, and we will get the union in the spirit again. So where are we separate? We are not separate. It's an illusion. It's a belief. We are one. We are one, and we must take this opportunity to have a body. Having a body is an opportunity. It's a big opportunity that Creator have gives to us to make something on this earth. Why we are surviving? Why we are not living? Because we don't know the abundance. We don't know the quality. We don't know the opportunity we have to have this body. So they are when you see there are a movies that talking about parasites that taking
Yeah.
human.
Parasites. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, parasites that taking human lives. It's a reality. When we are not taking our body to the control, we are letting it to parasites, and parasites distract us for our real life, and in the distraction they are living our life. Because in this earth, if you have not a body, you cannot act, you cannot do something on the earth. If God, if the Creator want to do something on this earth, he do it without a human, because he have give this earth to the human. So it's a big opportunity we have to live in taking the power of this hand. I can use this hand to make a lot of things if I know the power that the Creator have made on this hand. But if I don't know, I will let the parasites living on me and taking my inner power and letting me believing that I am winning something in getting on the system. We are nothing to get on the system. We are to take the power God have gave to us to start living from survival to true life. What's survival? Survival is when you don't live the life that God are wanting you to live. Creator wants you to do a special thing for your brothers, for your sisters, for Africa, for humanity. If you came here and you get yourself distracted by all the things and you don't living this life, you are surviving. You are not we are not living. What is the basis? The problematics is the darkness. When we talk about darkness, we talk about the darkness of knowledge. We talk about the darkness of the spirits. We talk about the darkness of who we are, who I am. If I don't know really who I am living on the darkness. If I'm living on the darkness, I'm surviving. See this example. If in the if in the night, people, if we are many people in the night together, and we want to give them something, they will collapse one each other because they not see. It's dark. It's the lack of the light. This is surviving. Surviving, it's living without the light. But we are not thinking, we are not speaking about external light. External light is not light. It's helping this earth to revelate our inner power. The internal light, this is the real light. If we don't start to unlight this internal light, we are surviving. So I have give the roots. Sow yourself. Sow yourself. Cultivate yourself and reclaim your inner power. As a plant, if you don't put it on the soil, the plant are surviving. The plant don't live. A plant, we have to put ourselves in the land, getting the water, cultivating ourselves, our human being. What purpose are we going to do? Are we obliged to do? Because what we are here to do, it's not something we can choose to do or not. If I choose to not do what I am supposing to do, I am not living. I believe I live, but I don't live. I am a, you see, energy. When you use the energy in the bad place, you are losing it. We are losing the energy if you don't use it where we are supposed to use it. And when we do that, it's what I call surviving. We are don't use the energy where we are supposed to use it. It's a big distraction. So
Yes.
we must be what we are. We must learn to know who we are. When we will starting to know who we are, we will know that we are one thing. As one thing, we cannot limitate us each other. We will help us each other. But I know that without you, I can't do what I am supposed to be. I can do what I'm supposed to do. I need you. So if I have a little light, I must share it with you. If you have a little light, you must share it to me. For that together we will rise. It's not a consequence if we are here together. no. It's not a how can I this it's not in French we call this um
Describe
What do you mean?
it.
coincidence.
It's not
Coincidence.
coincidence. Okay. Okay.
It's not a coincidence. Yes, it's not coincidence that we are here in the same times at the same moment together. It's for a purpose. But what is this purpose? This is a question we have to resolve. And if we learn what is the purpose, why we are here together, and we are starting to work together, me with you, you with me, with all the people, we are going to make a great thing in Earth. You are going to make a great thing in Africa.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, Relwende. You know what Relwende is actually saying here is basically we're in a survival mode, and when you're in a survival mode, it basically takes you away from who you are as a person, because you're basically constantly being in survival mode all the time. You're trying to fit into the capitalist system, which basically makes you want to do these things that the capitalist system tells you to do. In you doing that, consequently, you lose yourself, and when you lose yourself, you're not actually truly living. And this is basically what is happening to most of us in the world today. Because basically you're in the survival mode, which doesn't allow you the time to spend within yourself to know who you really are. Because most of us don't know who we are.
Yes.
We put our values based on the system that's been created for us. We think our relevance is based on the system. But don't forget the system that you're fitting into. A system was created by a particular people to distract us, to be who we truly are. And this is basically the problem facing most of us, not just Africans, most people, humans globally, because it takes us away from our true essence of living. And when you're away from your true essence of living, what happens is consequently you lose yourself. You're not actually living the kind of living that your creator put you on this earth to manifest, to fulfill. And this is basically where we are as a people. And this is basically exactly what Relwende is saying. Is actually so perfectly described. I love it. So guys, in moving forward, we can do differently. And that's what we're talking about, unity. This is what we're talking about, Ubuntu. We can move differently. We don't have to follow the system. Obviously, you need to survive in the system, but while you're surviving in the system, start thinking of how you can take yourself away from that system to actually truly manifest yourself, because the system that we're all facing, as you well know, is basically destroying us, is giving us stress, psychologically, mentally, it's basically messing us up.
Yes.
And how long are we going to stay in a system that's destroying you?
Yes.
And you think you're doing okay because you got a few trinkets and mirrors here and there. You have a house and you think you're okay. Whereas the majority of the people around you are homeless, are poor. Africa is never poor. We have abundance. We have so much abundance. But the system that they brought to us keeps us poor because it extracts from us and makes us need to want all these things. That's made us poor. Africa is not, we're not poor. We have everything that the world needs. But the system that they impose on us is making Africans poor.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest challenges facing Africa today. So that's why we're talking about, when we're talking about decolonizing matter and rethinking your mindset. Your mindset needs to go to abundance, using what you have to elevate each other. Okay.
When you don't know, when you don't know.
Okay. Go on, Relwende.
Go on, Relwende. Go on.
Okay. When you don't know what is abundance, you will let other people. When you let other people tell you,
fine,
the abundance for you. When you let other people tell you what's the life for you. When you let other people defines all the things for you, you can't live your life. We have to start to defining everything as we want. Creator have given us this power to tell this is that, this is that, this is that, and this is will be what we will tell. So if I don't know what is gold, imagine if I don't know what is gold. Even if somebody give me gold and know that it's something valuable, because I don't know. This is what we have with Africans. Africans are living with gold. Africans are living with diamonds. Africans are living with all kinds of abundance in her spirit, in her body, in her earth, but they don't know, because they don't know what is abundance. And when you don't know what is the things you are living about, system will tell you what is easy.
Yeah.
But the system will don't tell us, they will don't tell us the truth, because if we know truth, we will be free. And man, if man are free, man will not be valuable for them.
No.
System
Wants to
is
control
living
us.
because they are living on fence. So things that will make us awake, they will not let us do this thing, and they will make us fear this thing. When I will trying to tell you things you will do, or things you can do to enlighten to free yourself, system will make you, so you will never get touch with me, because if you get touch with me, you will be free. You will start living your true life, and living your true life is not benefits for the system.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad he said that, because Relwende, that goes towards, it goes to speak on the point. I'm going to put this here because I want to speak on this. It goes to the point of why they villainize our revolutionaries, right? All of a sudden there's a scandal out about Dr. Uma, whoever, and Dr. Uma moves different ways that can be criticized, but that is our business.
Yeah.
Dealing with Dr. Uma is our business. It shouldn't be the business of CNN or MSNBC or Fox or white man who say what, whoever you are, George, Tom, John, whatever you are. It's none of your business. It is our business, and we will talk to him behind closed doors. This is how we should deal with each other as Black people. Let's not let this culture that has no moral ground to be checking us, has
None
no
whatsoever.
ground to be checking us.
Yes.
Has none. These are the pedophiles. I'm not saying this just to say it. I have worked on cases where these are the pedophiles. These are the people abusing our children, abusing our women, misusing our women, spreading violence and all that. And this goes to what I'm going to say. But so we have to stop listening to what they say about our people.
Yeah.
If our people are being wrong, we will hold them accountable ourselves. If it comes to them, we'll say, Nanya, it's Nanya business. Okay, fine, we hear what you said. Goodbye, white man. Go to hell. Now, Dr. Uma, are you still building that school? What do you need? Okay, but once you finish, we need to have a talk in closed circles, our own circles, or so on Duko, right? Let me give myself as an example. I have stepped away from my grounding in Ubuntu. I have done something. You will not allow this system to come and criticize me, right? Whatever deviances I indulge in, right? If they harm the community, you will call me to the side, but you will still allow me, depending on what it is, to continue the work that must be done for the well-being of the community. We cannot take people from doing that work, that very important work, because Western media is saying they did this and that and such, while Western media is in closed doors abusing children. Epstein, Donald Trump, Prince Andrews, still enjoying their luxury, driving in Secret Service. You're the president of a whole nation, and there's evidence of you being and we still have Black Panthers in prison who are just fighting for revolution. And we're going to sit here and call them, they did such and such. We're going to distance ourselves from the Uhuru movement because the FBI has indicted them. But here's Trump being a whole president. and you all black people are in line voting for him. So
I don't get it. I don't get it.
We have to move differently. So I'm going to say this as
Yes.
we talk about moving differently. Many of our brothers and sisters going back, even those who came here willingly and now are deciding to go back. You have been in a society, you've been forced to survive in societies that reward ruthlessness, profit over people, and speed over sustainability. That is capitalism right
That's
there.
capitalism. Yep, it is.
And I am
Yes.
saying, and let me go back to my continuation of that. When you bring these logics back to the continent, it inflates prices and land values. Hello, Dirty December. That is what you're doing now in Nigeria and Ghana. And apparently
Yeah.
it's happening in South Africa too, Dirty December, from the comments we've gotten from the recording, Oladele. It just shows up in, and I said to you, it's happening in Nairobi. They're just not calling it Dirty December, but there's an influx of foreigners, of our people who go, and it's ridiculous behavior, unrestricted behavior, right? You're pushing locals out of housing and livelihoods.
Yeah.
You're making housing more expensive for Kenyans, because once you leave and go back to the United States or to the UK or to wherever else you live, those prices remain, and now we can't
They never go down.
You're replacing communal relations with transactions, right? This is not development, it's displacement. So we have to start checking ourselves. How are we moving? When I say I'm going back home, what am I doing, right? What qualities am I bringing? What cultural behavior out of this sick culture am I taking back home? I need a shower. That's an analogy. I need a shower to take out the Western dirt. And then I need to apply the oil of Ubuntu on my skin, so that it is how I'm operating. It is how I'm smelling. It is what I'm oozing. It is what is going inside my system. So let's all take that nice, hot, warm shower to remove the Western culture and Western wretchedness out of us when we go back home, because we back at home are busy trying to clean it out of ourselves. And it's hard work. And you cannot make that work harder for us by bringing it.
Yes.
I'm seeing celebrities celebrating Dirty December, but I know what these celebrities bring. I applaud you all for going home, but
distractions.
Not in the same way. Not if you're going to still put out a video of buttocks and naked women while the men are fully dressed. What message are we sending to our young girls, to our young boys? Right? So,
And there's a lot
to do.
I think.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, guys. And yeah, go on, Relwende. Go on.
I think.
Go on, my brother.
We have to have confidence to ourselves. We know everything. We know everything. We don't have to learn how to live, to learn how to make economy, to learn how to make a culture, to learn how to make the African spirituality. We have all that in the body. We have all that. I thought that this body have an intelligence of many thousand years, and if we don't take confidence of ourselves,
or pay attention to ourselves.
Yes, we cannot revelate his intelligence. You know what limits us? It's our little head.
Yeah.
You see this head?
Yeah.
This head as limiting us.
Yeah.
Because
our thinking.
Yes. Here we put many beliefs. We put many illusions. We put many mental barriers. And that's barriers that are limiting us. If we start having confidence in our Africanness, if we start having confidence in who we are, we will start making appear. We will start revealing some beauty. We will start. If I go to the nature and I will learn how to live on the nature, I just have to go the thing step by step. Today, starting by having a home, a little house, or maybe with bringing stone and making a little house. After, maybe I will start to get water, uh, to dig and get water. After, I will do other else. We must go step by step. But African people don't want to do things step by step. We will have all at the same time. We want
Exactly.
we want to buy the modernity. It's our problem. We
Yeah.
must accept to go back to the nature and make confidence to ourselves, then come back with power.
Yeah. Wow.
You're speaking my dream, my brother. You are speaking my dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell,
Yes.
we need to go back to within ourselves, because all the answers that we need to actually evolve and manifest in this earth is in us. But for some reason, we're not paying attention to what nature's telling us. All we seem to do is trying to fit into the illusions that they've been created for us, which basically takes you away from who you are. Consequently, that's why most of us are struggling in the earth today. That's why we're all struggling. That's why we're so stressed. That's why we have all these mental issues, because we're not really paying attention to what nature says you are. Fitting into the illusions takes you completely away from who you're meant to be. And that's why majority of the people are struggling in the world today. And we're having these conversations, guys, that for us to understand that we need to change our mindset. We cannot keep going to the bastardized philosophies of the Muzungus, because they have no soul in terms of everything around them. They destroy everything for them to survive. They have to destroy to survive. That's how they operate. We Africans we're not meant to operate that way. And if you're doing that, basically what you're doing is basically you're working against yourself. We cannot operate the same way they're operating. And this is what a lot of us people do not understand. We actually need to go back to nature. We are meant to protect nature, not to destroy nature. And the moment you start working with nature, you'll be surprised how abundance will flow within you and make you manifest and basically actually start truly living. And this is what we're not doing. So we need to understand this, guys. When we're doing this thing, we're not doing it for the sake of doing it. It's about us to understand the essence of why we're here, why Africa needs to be a particular way, why we cannot afford to be moving a particular way. And we can't, because if you look in Africa today, us moving in the way of the Muzungu, look at what's happening to us. That's why there's so much lack. That's why there's so much poverty. That's why we're struggling. That's not our way. Capitalism is not working for us. For those of you who don't think it, but capitalism is not working, we need to go back to Ubuntu, collective communal empowerment, working together, building together, loving each other. That's basically what true love means. This is what we're not doing. We need to decolonize the way we think. We need to re-educate ourselves. All of us, we are here. We have to start from somewhere to get this kind of understanding. Most of us don't, like Relwende said, that most of us just want to buy things, but we don't want to build things. We're so quick to want to join into the capitalist system. Consequently, what we're doing is basically hurting ourselves. 30 December in Nigeria right now, in Ghana, wherever it is, we're hurting the people, we're hurting the locals, and we're having fun at their expense. So now they're looking up to all the crap that you're doing, wanting to get that way. That's not living, guys. Unduku.
So here's the summary of what we talked about. We said we need an ideology, right? And we said that ideology is Ubuntu. And we also said that religion keeps you from embracing that ideology, because these Abrahamic religions, whichever one you pick, just name them, they don't agree with our ideology, our principle of Ubuntu. They don't agree with it. There are many things within them. For example, let's talk patriarchy, right? The man is superior to the woman. That doesn't happen in Ubuntu. In Ubuntu, It is understood that the man and the woman complement each other. There are things the woman brings to the table that the man cannot. There are things the man brings to the table that the woman cannot. And together, they work together to build family, to build community, right? The second thing, we need unity. We need to unite behind that ideology. We need, and Mama Khanyisile told us the things that do not unite us. She gave us examples of what, not that we need to watch them to do what we need to do, but she's showing us that these people we hold up, this is what they did, right? White people united behind white is might, behind white is right, behind Christianity, and then they decided to control the rest of the universe by that system. And we, as the fools that they've made us, or that we've continued to make ourselves, continue to follow those principles. We as Wana Ubuntu, we as non-whites, follow principles that white is might. As non-whites, we follow that white is might. As non-whites, we follow that white is right. As non-whites, we follow Christianity, which is based on whiteness, white Jesus, white God. And you can all change your gods and paint them black, but you still, behind your head, see them as white. So enough of your painting projects. Just move them to the side, right? And then we said, if we want to build our economies, it's going to be us embracing our currencies. The devaluation of our currencies is us. We are at fault for that. Doesn't matter how much the IMF tells me, oh, you cannot use the Naira in Nigeria if you want this loan. I'm going to say to hell with you and your loan and keep packing. We're going to continue using the Naira. And before you know it, the Naira gets value. And the thing we don't understand is we actually have leverage. If we today decided we're going to do this, the United States will stop
will fall apart.
So-called power, it calls itself.
We have the power.
And we will finally embrace power. But we're busy questioning. We're busy talking about, oh, Nduku, that is utopia. Oh, Nduku, what do you mean exactly by African spirituality? Oh, Nduku, what do you mean exactly by Ubuntu? Oh, Nduku, go become the president of Ubuntu in Ubuntu land. We are dumb. We need to start sharpening up. We need to start embracing our intelligence.
Yes.
And stop being stupid at the cost of our own survival. I'm done.
Okay, Relwende, final words from you before we end up today. Final words. What would you like to say to people? And guys, from next year, we're going to be talking about solutions, holding ourselves accountable. We blacks, that's basically what we're going to be focusing on. Because we know what all the problems are. We know what they are. But it's about time we start holding ourselves accountable and start doing what's right. And that's what we're going to be focusing on next year. That's basically what we're going to be doing. Holding ourselves accountable. Everything we do, we need to hold ourselves accountable. What are you doing to change the situation? There's no person of, questioning and querying and complaining. What are you as an individual willing to do to make things right? Because this is not what we're doing. Because we all know what the problems are. But because we're so focused in the survival mode, we're not talking solutions. So that's what we're going to focus on next year. But, Relwende, just to finish this off.
Okay.
Your final comments.
I've told in the beginning that someone have put a virus in the African people's mind. A virus and the African people head. If you take your computer and you see that a virus take over your computer, could you work on this? You can't work on your computer. No. You must first to remove this virus before working on this computer. What is the virus they are put on our spirits? Why are the virus they are put on our earth? This is religion, this is capitalism, and education, colonialism education. All that is virus we have to first take from the computer before we can beginning to work on the computer. So how we will remove this virus? It's the solution that we have to do in 2026. How do we do to remove this virus? Education. In 2026, we must educate a lot of Africans on their own power. We must educate Africans. They are always in enslavement. We are believing that enslavement is finished. So now we are free. We are not free. we are always connect to the industry of enslavement. We have to take all the virus and be free. And freedom begins by freedoms of the spirits, because spirits leads the body. They know that, so they are take over our spirituality. The 2026, we have to educate most of Africans of about who they are, about what they can do. African people believe they cannot do anything. African people believe that white people is smarter than he. African people is believing that Asian people is smarter than them. African people is believing that other people is smarter than them. No, 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 no. They are starting in believing in them. If African people start believing in them, we will do great things like Egyptians in the last 20,000 years. We will make a big thing, a powerful. We will going to
Before
make
they
a
called her
powerful
Africa.
shoes.
Sorry, brother.
So Karen, sorry, don't mind me.
Okay. So we have to educate, 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 educate.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Guys, thank you all. I'm going to say this for all of you that have followed us for the last 2 years. We appreciate you. We thank you for supporting us. It's been a roller coaster. It's been fun. We've learned, we've argued, we've had interactions, we've built connections, we've built networks. All of you who have connected with us, you know who you are. We appreciate you. And we're building a bigger family here. You can see myself, Unduku, Relwende, all of us that have joined our program. The moment you come on our platform, we become family. We never stop thinking with working together. And this is how we're talking about building a community of like-minded people. Because there's a lot of us out there who think the same way. And all we got to do is find each other. And the more we find each other, the more we can build. We have to decolonize our minds. It's the most important thing. We need to start thinking as Africans and being Afrocentric in our solutions. And once you do that, then let's start building unity. Let's not fight. Don't fight against your African brother. No. Let's work together as brothers and sisters. We can have our differences. That's allowed. But let's build in love, in unity. And that's what Ubuntu is all about. And that's what we've been doing for the last couple of years doing these programs. So guys, we appreciate. Yeah, go on.
Can I say something quickly? In the spirit of self-determination, as much as Oladile, and I'm standing with him in that, thanking you all for supporting us throughout this Western calendar year. We're going to say we're in the middle of a year. Our year started in September, right? And even for these people, they're in the middle of a season. So I don't even know what logic they use to bring this calendar to this point, right? Again, Christianity. Jesus is dying apparently, and now he awakens and we have to start the new year.
What a load of crap.
Even for them, the fall season started in September. So it doesn't make sense to have this as the new year. So it is not the new year. And we thank you all for having supported us for however many days since September. And that you're going to continue supporting us until next September, when we African people embrace the new year, the beginning of life again, to continue with our cycle. Because we understand that death is a transition into life. And that is how we celebrate it. And we start life and we start the newness and all that. We improve, we grow, and then death happens again and we come back to life. That is it for us. So
thank you, guys. So we'll see you.
Moon.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
the
it.
moon.
Thank you.
The nature tells us. Thank you, my brother. Nature tells us.
So, the calendar that we're following obviously is not ours, but it is what it is. But we need to find ourselves, guys, and that's the key. Okay, guys, I'm gonna play you out with this music in Alkebulan. So thank you once again, and we'll see you next week. I will see you in the new year, in the Gregorian New Year.
Africa, she was Alkebulan, the mother of mankind, cradle of civilization, the heartbeat of creation itself. Now her children return, calling her name again. Say Alkebulan, Alkebulan, the mother of life, the mother of life, where the sun first shines, where the sun first shines. Rise again, Alkebulan, rise again, Alkebulan. Hey! Alkebulan, Alkebulan, Alkebulan. Home. Your children are calling, we're coming home. Oh, Alkebulan, the world must know you gave birth to the light, let your glory show. They changed your name to hide your fame. They broke the chains but kept the game. Divided your children with borders and lies, but truth never dies, it only multiplies. We are the sons and daughters of your soil, still rising strong from the years of toil. They took our name, but not our soul. Alkebulan still makes the broken whole. Say Alkebulan, Alkebulan, the mother of life, the mother of life, where the sun first shines, where the sun first shines. Rise again, Alkebulan, rise again, Alkebulan. Oh, Alkebulan, cradle divine, mother of kings, the first bloodline. Oh, Alkebulan, spirit of grace, we're reclaiming your name, we're finding our place. No longer shall we live in shame, forgetting our truth, our holy name. From the Nile to the ocean wide, your story flows, it cannot hide. From Kush to Kemet, glory untold, black and beautiful, strong and bold. They took our gold, they took our flame, but Alkebulan lives beyond the pain. They called you Africa, but you were more. You are the doorway the world was born through, the spirit of time, the rhythm of life. Alkebulan, our home, our right. Alkebulan, Alkebulan, the mother of life, the mother of man. Oh, Alkebulan, Alkebulan, the mother of life, the mother of man. Say Alkebulan, Alkebulan, the mother of life, the mother of. We are your children, forever united. Rise again, Alkebulan, rise again, Alkebulan. Alkebulan, ancient and wide, your glory is written across the sky. Oh, Alkebulan, we call your name, the world shall